G'day mate, and welcome back to Factorio and part of my tips and tricks and tutorials and all that sort of stuff in 10 minutes or less series. So, let's get things started. So, quite a number of times I've had a lot of people ask me, how do I swap versions so quickly? How do I live stream one version of Factorio and then go get a blueprint out of a whole different save game? And they're watching me live stream, so they're seeing that I'm not saving, loading, jumping off one save file and loading onto another save file. I'm obviously doing this in a separate install somewhere. And I've been meaning to do this video for a while, and it was finally with the GM8 event coming up, one of the people in chat asked me how the hell I actually did this. And I said, look, rather than me trying to type it out, I'll actually do a video. I've been meaning to do it for a while. So this is the video that I've been meaning to do for about 6 months. Now I run multiple instances of Factorio. So I bought Factorio same way as a lot of people did, actually on Steam. And I don't really play Factorio on Steam at all anymore. I have clocked up just a few hours on my Steam account. But basically since I started the YouTube channel and all that stuff, I stopped playing Factorio on Steam. It would be purely if I need a vanilla install. So my Steam copy is vanilla. Very, very rarely do I load any mods into it or anything. It's really when I need a default vanilla install to join a multiplayer game. So, how do I swap versions? So, the first thing we really want to do is we want to go to find the right tab because everything's been rearranged. Come on. I want to go, so you have to go to the Factorio webpage. If you haven't done this already, you need to do this part. You have to register your account on their webpage, also create a free account Factorio, head to your profile page where you find directions how to link to your Steam account, blah, 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 blah. Once you've done that, you can come back to the homepage and you can download Factorio. So you actually want to download another copy. Now, if you're running Windows, keep watching. If you're running Mac, I haven't touched a Mac seriously since before OS X was released, which I think is now all iOS, even on the desktops. So, oh no, it's still called Mac OS. Well, there you go, OS X. So I played with a Mac last time. I think it was about Mac OS 4 or 5, or even earlier. So yeah, I haven't played with Mac for a while. And every single time I touch a Linux machine, I tend to break them, to be honest. So, you want to come to here. If you've got a Mac or a Linux, you follow through as best you can. Anyway, you want to actually download the zip package. You do not want the installer. You want a zip package, because you don't want to reinstall the game. You want a separate instance of the game outright. So, click that, download it. It's about 900 meg. And this will give you, this will let you download that file. So this is 2 copies of the same window, obviously. And once you've downloaded that, you want to you want to unzip it. I'm running WinRAR, so cancel. I want to extract it right here. And it'll create us a brand new Factorio 1651. And this is going to take a minute or so to complete. So these are just a selection of some of my installs. So I have one for the first GM8 event, which was like 3 weeks ago. I already have an install ready for the one that's coming up in less than a week. It's already got the right mods downloaded. It's all pre-configured with all my presets and all that sort of stuff ready to go for me. I have one from my old bugging around with JD series. So that's way, way long ago. We're in 15 at that stage, and it got upgraded to 16, so this is actually the version 16 install that the series finished on. I got the belted megabase, which is actually the hitting the Factorio below the belt install. That's it there. And, you know, it started off as a SpaceX series, and then went to a belted megabase, which was like my working title, before it became hitting Factorio below the belt. And I've got to save at pretty much the end of every episode. And if you look in mods, this is the mods for this particular installs. So it has the Achiever install, the belt immunity equipment, auto research, auto deconstruct, blah 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 blah. So that is the install for just that game. If you go into Factorio and the mods, we've only got 2 mods, RSO and Factorio, because that's all the mods that were required for that install. All right, and same with the save files. I actually have a save from every single server. So, over here we'll come to this one. This is the default, the just extracted one that we just did. And we'll go to here. And you see there's a small difference in the file structure. Because this is all you get when you actually do a default install. Because it's brand new. It's a version out of the package. In the bin folder in 64-bit, you'll find Factorio.exe. Double click and away we go. So we're going to wait for Factorio to load, and the first one can take a little bit longer because it's loading for the absolute first time. It doesn't help that my computer's actually processing a video in the background, but that's besides the point. And once we're up and running, you need to actually log in. So you need to remember your password and details from the Factorio webpage, because you will have to actually log in to do multiplayer and to access the mod portal to install mods. So this is a brand new version, and we'll go load game. It's nothing. Mods, absolutely nothing. So this is an absolute base game, and I actually go new game, and we'll just generate a new map. And you'll see I don't even have the FPS counter up the top or the UPS counter up the top. So we will just come back to... where are we? So come back to that folder, and I'll come back to that folder as well. And let's open... that's creative mode. Let's go for a belted megabase. And let's load this one up as well. So let's say I wanted a smelting build, for argument's sake. Or I'd made this really, really good green circuit build. I couldn't quite remember how I'd done it. Because... let's swap back to this one. This being a default install, it comes with the blueprints it gets out of your blueprint library from the Factorio servers. Now, in my case, I don't actually store anything in here. But that's a personal thing. Because I swap versions all the time, my blueprint library gets wiped constantly. So back to which install was this? Nope. That one. So this is actually set by hitting Factorio below the belt. It's still running on version 36. I haven't updated it because I haven't really had a need to. I should, don't get me wrong, but I haven't. Play, load game, and look, let's go for... let's load up the absolute latest save. And what we'll actually do is we'll go into graphics, we'll turn off full screen. Take a while to think about it. So now I can actually see both at the same time. And you can see, my FPS and UPS will drop because I am running 2 whole separate installs of Factorio at the same time. But let's say I really wanted this steel smelter. So I'd open Blueprint Library, go New Blueprint, and I go from there to there with all its bits and pieces, all the way to the end. Export, copy, click on this one, Blueprint, import, paste, go, and voila, I've just imported from one version to another. It also means if I suddenly need to... if I suddenly needed to have a look at, somebody else's install. So this is Matthew's Pocock's base tour install from like just a couple of days ago. Or maybe not a couple of days ago, because maybe I haven't released the file yet. I don't know. You guys will know more than I do, because obviously I record everything beforehand, and it takes a day or two to make it to YouTube. Or in the case of the recently lost hard drive, it never makes it to YouTube because the hard drive died during the backup process. Anyway, so this is now the third copy of Factorio I'm running at the same time. And I'll actually go options, graphics. We'll go out of full screen there. So you can see that's 1, that's 2, and down here I have number 3. So this is now the third version of Factorio I'm running at the same time. And it wouldn't be the first time I'm running 3 versions at the same time. It does mean that each version gets slower and slower and slower. And obviously hitting escape on the menu, so it pauses the game, definitely speeds up the next version. Because it's not trying to process the game, and unfortunately it does sort of chew your GPU, but that's a whole different problem. And I can load in his actual save. Slowly, ever so slowly. And there we go. And then just for the fun of it, Nuki space. Bye, bots. So, that's how I run multiple versions at the same time. That is 3 versions of Factorio all run at the same time. 1 with a slightly exploded base. Ooh, run, wrong way. And you'll see, you know, I am definitely dropping frames and dropping speed. Purely because I'm running 3 versions at once. So, that is something you have to consider. And the speed slowly increases back up to 60. So, there you go. That's that quick tutorial. It was a little bit over the 10 minutes or less, but, you know, I can't be perfect. So, with that, I'll leave you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. Thoughts, comments, suggestions for the next tutorial, as always, down in the comment section below. And if you really... And, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye!